Another UFC predictions video. Of course, we have UFC 277 right around the corner on Saturday, July 30th. Just going to give my predictions for the main card. Keep in mind, the card is subject to change. Before I do that, though, on that date and a couple days afterwards, make sure you come back to the channel for my reactions to the fights. I should be reacting to at least 3 fights on the card, if not all 5 fights on the main card, depending on how many people come over to my place. So make sure you come back so you can react to those fights and see my legitimate live reaction to the fight. And of course, if you're a fan of fights, predictions, fight reactions, make sure you smash that like button. If you know anybody that would be interested in this sort of thing, please share the video with them if you want to. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section about what your thoughts are on my predictions that you have yourself, and future fights that you want to see. And of course, you're watching the video anyway, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, join the team, show your support, and be a part of something special. So let's start things off. In the light heavyweight division, we have Magamet Alkalia versus Anthony Lionheart Smith. Alkalia is actually the favorite in this fight, and it doesn't surprise me, but I'm going to pull a 180 here. I'm actually going to go with Anthony Lionheart Smith. If Anthony Smith shows up as the dog that he is sometimes, that is just tough as nails, I think Anthony Smith is going to get the job done. At least the last couple of fights, I haven't been terribly impressed with Alkalia of what he's done, especially the fight against Thiago Santos. I was really not impressed in that fight. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he had a different game plan. I don't know, but surprisingly enough, I'm going to pick Anthony Smith to win this fight and probably set himself up for a title shot against whomever the light heavyweight champion is at that time, most likely Yuri Prochazka. Next up in the flyweight division, we have Alexandre Pantoja versus Alex Perez. Perez hasn't fought since 2020. Pantoja hasn't fought since 2021. Very close fight to predict. My opinion, I think Pantoja is going to win this fight and hopefully get himself in line for a top contender, possibly a title shot, depending on how the division works out. Again, either one of these guys could win the fight, and I don't know as much as I do about the other divisions in the flyweight division. So I'm going to pick Pantoja to win this fight and move on to something bigger and better. In the heavyweight division, we have Sergey Pavlovich versus the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. I will go on record saying that I think Derek Lewis is the gatekeeper of the heavyweight division, and I was actually shocked that he lost to Tai Tuivasa. With that in mind, I think he's going to beat Sergey Pavlovich and win by knockout. And Derek Lewis in his last fight, even though he lost, he was doing different things. He was doing some wrestling and some takedowns, and if he's implementing new things in his game, he could be even more of a dangerous fighter besides his one-punch knockout power. But I am going to pick Derek Lewis to win this fight by knockout. Next up in the co-main event of the evening for the interim flyweight championship of the world, we have Kai Kara France versus the former champion Brendan Moreno. I think Brendan Moreno is going to win this fight. I just like Moreno. I think he's really good. Kai Kara France, I think he should have fought maybe one other guy before he got a title shot. Although he's done really good lately, I just think Moreno is going to be too much for him, and he's going to end up being the interim flyweight champion. And are we going to have another fight between Davidson Figueiredo and Brendan Moreno after this? Or I should say, we shall see. And then in the main event of the evening for the bantamweight, the women's bantamweight champion of the world, we have the former champion and female GOAT, Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena, the current bantamweight champion of the world. This is actually a fight that I'm not sure on who's going to win. Pena could win. Nunes could win. I guess it really depends on if Amanda Nunes still has that killer instinct and still wants to be the best in the world and still wants to continue fighting. If that's the case, I do believe that Amanda Nunes is going to win this fight. If she doesn't have it in her anymore and she just really doesn't care, she wants to be, a mom and, be with her girlfriend and, have fun with her and their kid, then I think Juliana Pena is going to win this fight. With that said, I'm going to go based on what I saw in the first round between them two, where Amanda Nunes controlled most of the round. And then if Amanda Nunes can stay, don't do anything stupid, don't get crazy, and don't tire herself out, which are a lot of variables, I do think Amanda Nunes will recapture the women's bantamweight champion of the world, and again be in champ status in the UFC if she still has that killer instinct. So I am picking Amanda Nunes. Now my opinion couldn't change more closer to closer to when we get to the card itself. I'm recording this video on July 10th to air on Thursday the 14th. So I may change my opinion and put that down in the comment section for this fight or any of the fights. But those are my predictions for the main card. Remember, card subject to change. So again, come back to the channel that on July 30th and days afterwards for random reactions to the fights for this card. If you're a fan of UFC predictions, UFC fight reactions, make sure you're smashing that like button. That's the easiest way to grow the channel, and it helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Share the video with whomever you want or put it on your social media platforms. Make sure that you sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on my predictions, what your predictions are, and maybe fights that you want to see or future fight predictions. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.